Kalamazoo. Still.
Yo!
Oh! He's going for the gusto.
Oh!
That's the spice that pasta, dude.
Syrox!
Oh!
Syrox
He's
is
doing it for the
nice.
fans.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Turndownforwalt here. Rather than analyzing an entire set, this series will attempt to take a deeper look into some of the minute interactions between players. I am of course nowhere near the skill level of these players, but I do hope to provide some insight and knowledge on what can make these smaller details and situations so interesting. In this episode of Frame Data, we're going to look at Game 2 of Syrox vs Kalamazoo at the Mango. Many sets have an identifiable player moment that can define the remainder of a game. A flashy combo, a self-destruct, or even patient neutral to wear an opponent down. However, sometimes momentum can swing from out of nowhere. Especially at the top level, players need to recognize a shift in momentum in order to not get in their own head and to keep control of the game. In Game 2 of Losers Finals, Kalamazoo is up 2 stocks to Cyrax's 1 on Final Destination. Kazu's Peach has the chain grab ready for Syrox, which can create a huge deficit and potentially take Cyrax's last stock, so he needs to find safe openings without opening himself up to a punish. Through solid execution and crisp movement out of Syrox, as well as a few mistakes made by Kazu, Game 2 was decided in 2 quick 0 deaths at incredibly high percent. Let's check it out. Kalamazoo gets a grab on Syrox at 46%, which allows for a chain grab on fast fallers as opposed to potential DI mix-ups with down smash on Cyrox's DI behind. At this point, Kalamazoo can simplify his coverage to 4 options. Hard DI right, hard DI left, soft DI behind, and no DI. Notice how, for some regrabs, Kazu follows with a dash grab in response to Cyrox's DI as opposed to a JC grab. The dash grab has slightly more range at the cost of 10 frames of end lag, but this typically won't affect the quality of the chain grab negatively. With Kazu on port 3, he's able to regrab Syrox until approximately 126% on DI behind. Instead, Kazu opts for a finisher with Syrox at 106% following the throw to knock Syrox off stage and attempts to close out the stock with an edge guard. He pulls a turnip and throws it in an attempt to cover a low recovery, but Syrox jumps and begins his Firefox high above the ledge of FD. Syrox now has the option to recover high, sweet spot the ledge, or Firefox straight through. Kalamazoo goes for a preemptive forward air in an attempt to cover 2 of the 3 options, straight through and sweet spot, but guesses incorrectly. Syrox hits Kazu with a nair as he's jumping out of shield. This is what the trajectory of an airborne Peach looks like for a nair followed by a shine, without any DI from the Peach. If we assume the shine links into the nair after 20 frames of hit stun, the Peach will be actionable after 31 frames of shine. In total, that's almost a full second where Kazu is at an inherent disadvantage. At this point, some Fox players would probably grab the ledge and look to zone the Peach from returning to the stage. However, Syrox wavelands below the stage, double jumps up, and wall jumps into a second shine to look for an early gimp on Kazu. Again, Kazu is unsuccessful in clipping Syrox with a fair. Syrox ledge dashes, and in response, Kazu goes for one of the fastest defensive options available that would also allow for more stage presence, a roll towards center stage. Shield is interruptible with a roll as early as frame 2, and in rolls total of 31 frames, Kazu is invincible from frames 4 to 19. Syrox follows the roll with a wave dash towards stage, and punishes the end lag of Kazu's roll with the shine sequence, but slightly flubs on his movement. When knocked to the ledge, Kazu is at 68%. A Peach ledge attack from 0 to 99% has a total of 54 frames, hits on frame 10, and is invincible for the first 6 frames. What's important to note here is a ledge attack below 100% has a shield advantage of -36 to -40. This means that a shielding opponent can act 36 to 40 frames before the attacker. Since Syrox also power shielded the ledge attack, he would have been able to cancel Fox's shield dropping animation with an A or B move, making him even more actionable in this sequence. With the amount of time he had, however, Syrox simply drops shield and wave shines Kazu off stage. Syrox again looks for a waveland off into a shine. What's different about this situation versus his previous wall jump shine attempt is in the starting position of the Peach at the beginning of this exchange. Syrox uses the wall jump in his first attempt at edgeguard in response to the Peach jump and drift back into stage. But Kazu was already in a position relatively in line with the ledge of FD after being taken off. Since Syrox had already dipped below the stage, a wall jump would allow Syrox to gain some vertical height at the cost of stage positioning. In the second edge guard, notice how low Kalamazoo falls relative to the ledge. This forces Kalamazoo into a decision between starting his float high or low in order to get back to the stage. If the Peach floats low, her only available options for recovery would be a parasail to the ledge or a potential Peach bomber stall, both of which can be easily scouted. The arguably more safe option would be to jump and float at maximum height, but for this scenario, Kalamazoo is now in line with the ledge. A double jump backwards would have put him out of reach of Cyrax's all-in shine, and could have forced a recovery out of Syrox. With Peach exhausting her float, a shine at this positioning certainly takes the stock. In terms of execution, Syrox played these stocks near perfectly. Almost any stray hit or grab would have certainly led to a stock loss. Clutch power shields and evasion to stop the attempted trades out of Peach, as well as tight execution and tech skill, allowed Syrox to seal 2 kills at relatively early percent. Unfortunately, this nutty Game 2 comeback would not lead to a loser's finals set victory for Syrox, but this game still serves as a great example of confidence in movement coupled with careful yet aggressive gameplay. Of course, it's impossible to know how each player's momentum could have shifted if Kalamazoo pulled out the Game 2 win here, but the reverse 3-0 on Syrox is still a very impressive feat, and both players have a lot to be happy about. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, Walt here. Big thanks to Sycorax for the plethora of Peach information, as well as Shmoo and Gentlefox for their melee knockback calculator. Links to all of these data sources will be in the description below. If you see a play that you think would make for a good breakdown, feel free to tweet at me at turndownforwalt or message me on Discord. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.